So, Mary Frances, I have been reading this book. I think you've read it, the effective, what's it called? Effective Data Storytelling, the Brent Dykes book.
Oh my gosh, love it. Favorite
So
book.
good, so good. Fangirling so hard. Such a data nerd, love it. And what he was talking about, and what this has got me thinking about, is how for corporations specifically, corporations use storytelling by combining data, narrative, visuals that draw people in, right?
Mhm.
And that they're able to do that so effectively because it captures intellectual curiosity, but it also makes them care. It kind of gets the two big things that we're going for. And
Yep.
it's got me thinking about what that means for nonprofits.
Yeah, well, it's kind of interesting because as I was reading Brent's book, he's actually trying to convince people to take the data from corporations and add personal stories to it. And I was thinking about how when I'm working with nonprofits, it's kind of the other way around. Nonprofits are really good at getting those narratives and showcasing the personal connection to their work, but they don't have big data. They don't have all this data that they need to be able to sort of back up those stories and show how this is really an issue or really something that lots of people have accomplished or something like that. And so that's like the first problem, because all the nonprofits we work with, they work with 40 to 400 people a year. They just don't have this huge wealth of data.
They don't have big data, right? Well, and then even if they did, or even if it was really easy to capture a lot of data, what data are you getting, right? Like, what is there that's specifically capturing the impact that nonprofits are having on people's lives? Yeah. It's just squishy. It's a little bit harder to know exactly how to really hone in on the thing that you're changing. When what you're trying to change is like well-being or happiness or, personal growth or stability. I don't know, right? That's hard to know how to measure.
It's really hard to know how to measure. And not only that, but a lot of these smaller nonprofits don't have extensive data systems. Right. Stuff is sort of kept all over the place. There's no central person to keep track of it. Some nonprofits do have databases, and that's great if you're able to invest in it. But just sort of the overall logistics and process for how to access that data and tell those stories is really tricky. Mm-hmm. And that's all because nonprofits aren't program evaluators, and they're not R&D experts, right? And program evaluation and even R&D from corporations, that really doesn't fit the needs of most of the nonprofits we're working with, right? They just need data. They need that data that helps them make decisions day to day, right? That they can look at reports and know what they need to do today. And that also helps them be able to talk about the return on investment to the funders that they're working with. That's what they need.
Right. They need actionable data, right?
Actionable data.
They need something that they can actually use in the day-to-day that makes sense for them. And they need to be able to capitalize on the things that we know create compelling storytelling, but they need to do it in a way that makes sense for them.
Absolutely. Which is why we created Impact Story.
Sure did. Yeah. So on our blog this week, we have a little example of how this would actually work and what it might look like for a nonprofit to combine kind of these core elements of storytelling, but to do it in a way that makes sense given the kind of data that they have access to and that's going to be meaningful for them.
Yeah. So if you're watching this and you want to see what it looks like, you can go to impactstorycoaching.com. Drop down to our blogs. It's our blog that went out today. I think it's dated actually yesterday, 12/16/21. Not 16.
12/6. Yeah.
12/6.
Don't jump ahead. I'm already freaked out.
Don't be any further. 12/6/21. Go check it out.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.